Hello everybody and welcome back. This is part 2 of my pink plant haul for my birthday. If you haven't seen the first one, I'll be sure to add a link somewhere so that you can take a look at it. But basically, I decided that I was going to treat myself to some pink plants this year for my birthday. I don't know what it is, but some of these pink plants have just been really attractive. I don't know if it's just the season or if it's just because I really like the color pink. But yeah, the pink variegation is just really pretty to me. So that's ultimately what I did. In part 1 of my birthday haul here, I mentioned at the very end that I was waiting on one other pink plant. And I was wondering if you guys could guess what that plant was. And I gave 2 hints. The first one was that I have never spoken about this plant before in any of my videos. And the second hint was that it's an alocasia. So if you guessed the Alocasia watsoniana pink, then you would have been right. However, there have been a little bit of change of plans. So the shop that was selling them basically sold out of them. And when I looked at the one that was left, I didn't really love the variegation that was on it. So I decided to hold off on it. But also, I just feel like the Watsoniana Doff all green would be a little bit more impressive to me. So I think I just had a bit of a change of heart when I actually saw it in person. It was also very small, and I just feel like I already have a small alocasia and I kind of want one a little bit bigger. So that was the mindset I had when I could not get the Watsoniana, or I just didn't like the Watsoniana and I decided against buying it. But then I was looking through a Canada plant auctions and sales group, and I saw a beautiful pink alocasia that I was more willing to put my money on. It was a very reasonable price. Pricey, yes, but reasonable. And I just felt like it was worth purchasing it for myself and I guess future investment. So why not? So I reached out to the seller and I learned a little bit about the plant that I was purchasing and the growing conditions that he had it in. And I learned that it was something that I could definitely grow. So I was really happy about that. And well, the interesting part is that it's coming from Alberta. Now, anytime I've purchased any sort of aroids and such, I usually buy them here and pick it up myself. I think the Orchid Show is like maybe the only exception because I know it's coming from Ecuador. But again, I drove there, picked it up, and brought it back, and they handled the shipping. So I don't know, it felt weird to have an alocasia shipped to me like that. I know it's pretty normal and I know a lot of people do it, but that's just how I was feeling. Anyways, I ended up just adding a bunch of other plants to this order because why not? Why not just do it all in one go? And I was able to find some other plants that I normally would not find anywhere else here. He typically sells a lot of rare alocasias, so this one was pretty exciting. Without further ado, I think that's enough of an introduction. Let me show you these plants. So here is the box. I have, I believe, 4 plants in here, if I'm not wrong. So I'm really excited to take a look. There are a couple heat packs in here to keep the plants warm, but it ended up being a warm day. I think he did it as a precaution. I greatly appreciate that. Okay, so I just took them out of the box. I have like 2 tubes. Let's take a look. I'm trying to debate which ones to open first. Although I've like opened both, I don't totally see the plants, but I'm excited. I'm going to start with maybe the least pink plant. And this here is an Alocasia sinuata mint, variegated. I didn't even know this existed. I actually think that the mint variegation on this is beautiful. I will say I'm not much of a mint variegation person. And I think it's like, maybe I've gotten that feeling from like Monsteras. I don't like full mint on Monsteras. And I also don't like, was it the Alocasia Dragon Scale mint variegated? I think that one's not very pretty in my opinion. But I just think this is so pretty. And like, don't just use this one only as reference. If you see pictures of this online, because I didn't know this existed, I was mostly like going through his Instagram and seeing like some of these plants. It is beautiful. So I was really happy to get this. Oh, and there's like a new leaf coming in. I don't know, will it focus? There we go. Well, that is exciting. I do love the sinuata. I have the non-variegated one, and having the mint is a little bit of a treat, and I can just grow them next to each other and kind of see the differences. So I'm really excited about this one. The next plant that I'm going to show you is on the pink spectrum. Now, I didn't always have this on my wish list. In fact, I don't even think I knew this plant existed a couple of months ago, but I saw some pictures of this plant online, thought it was beautiful. I saw it for sale. Once again, it sold out. And so when I was making the purchase for the main pink plant, I was asking if maybe by any chance if he had this plant available, and he did. So that is the next one I'm going to show you. Let me just unpackage it. So cute. So this, ooh, will it focus? This is the Alocasia cuprea pink mint. Now, oops, a little bit of fluff fell, that's fine. Now, if you know about this one, like the Alocasia cuprea pink, like the true pink, not the mint, pink mint, that is a very expensive plant. I don't think I could afford that anytime soon, but the pink mint is a bit more of the affordable version, and I think personally it's kind of pretty. This is again another exception to the rule of mints. I do like the mint on this. I think the pinks that show up underneath, or even the whites, I think sometimes it can be pretty white. I think that one is fairly white. But look at the pink. I just think that this is also pretty. For mint, are you kidding me? This is pretty. So this is another pink plant that I got for myself, and I'm really happy that he had it. The last two alocasias are basically the same alocasia. One is just more variegated than the other, and I just wanted both, so I bought both of them. And this was the main pink plant for, this whole shipping purchase. And let me just grab both of them. Okay, so I just took a little bit of a peek because I want to know which one is which. So both of these are the same. Let me just take them off. Oh my God. Oh my God. It's so pretty. This is the Alocasia Chantrieri pink. So this is the more highly variegated one. And this one has lower variegation because when I had asked, I was kind of curious if you just had the regular green Chantrieri, because I do think that that one is also pretty, but this one is actually just low variegation. He didn't have like a true regular form, just like this slightly reverted one. But I also think this is very pretty. I don't know if the newest leaf is also going to be like that. And then, yeah, this was the main one, the very pink, one. I think it's so pretty. Oh my God. It's a little bent here. It'll probably straighten out with maybe when I'm gonna put it in my cabinet. I think these two are going in my cabinet. Actually, these three are going in my cabinet. I think these ones definitely need that high humidity. In fact, forget it. All of my alocasias, all of these new ones are my new babies, and I just want to make sure they're going to be okay, because I bet they were all in a bit of a higher humidity situation, and they're just going to start out in my cabinet. But yeah, this was the one that I wanted to get instead of the Watsoniana. I just thought this size will make me a little bit happier too, and hopefully I can grow some corms from this and grow some out myself. That's a wrap for my birthday plants haul. I think I splurged enough for my birthday. I'm definitely going to enjoy growing these. I'm excited to grow out corms so that people can grow some of these themselves in my area, because I find that I can't find these plants anywhere. Some of these plants are, I think they're in mostly of a soil mix, which I prefer. So I am not going to mess with them. They just took a plane to get to me. I think they'll be fine just like this for now. I'm not super sure what the ones in the red cups are. I think it's still soil. This is also soil, and it has like a really nice root system if you can see through the tape. So yeah, I'm not gonna mess with these plants. I think they are fine the way they are, and I'm just gonna keep them in my cabinet. So that is everything. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, or if you learned something new, feel free to hit the like button. If you have any questions, comments, suggestions, anything at all, feel free to add in the comment section below, and subscribe. My aim is to have something up every Tuesday. If I miss a Tuesday, I will try to have something up in that week. And yeah, that is everything I have. I hope you have a lovely day, and I will see you next time. Goodbye.